I'm fascinated for Texas since we were just talking about for the Rangers. What do you think? The Mavericks and Stars have been closer to, about 4,000, give or take. Do you think they will open it up, or do you think the fact that they're still in a confined area will keep the numbers low there?
With the Mavericks, currently there are no plans in place to go to 100% capacity for games.
Which isn't surprising.
Fans are still required to wear face coverings for upcoming games. That's according to a spokesperson. And the Stars are maintaining the status quo right now with the policies that it's operated under since the beginning of the season. It means about 4,200 fans at games required to wear masks, which, Kevin, we've seen, Mike, you were at the games for the Rangers. People were like, I'm wearing a mask, but I'm not drinking, but I'm always drinking. And then the Rangers.
Some people were, I would say, really following the rules, and some people were like, I'm not following these rules.
The Rangers
it was very tough on the ushers.
Say that they, Neil Liebman, president of business operations and COO at the Texas Rangers. You need to listen to this man. This man is very important within the Rangers organization. We are encouraged by Governor Abbott's announcement today, and we will be reviewing his executive order for full details. In the coming days, we'll work through the necessary operational logistics. We look forward to welcoming fans to Globe Life Field for at the start of the 2021 season. So it sounds like they will. They're still in spring training, so they don't have to make a decision Wednesday, right, Kevin? Like, they don't have to be like, hey, let's go ahead and pile all those masks up at the front door and light them on fire. They don't have to do that.
No, and I would also not anticipate that. I am really curious how many people keep wearing a mask going forward because, you don't have to stop wearing your mask. You can if you decide that that's what you want to do in theory. But then all of these businesses, including obviously the sports teams like Corey just referenced with the Mavs and the Stars, their policy can remain the same and you have to continue wearing the mask. The conversation that I had with Jess last night was I was curious if businesses are going to lose money based on what stance they take. Like, will some people stay away from businesses where folks aren't wearing masks because they don't feel comfortable with it, versus will some people leave and refuse to do business with certain places because they still want you to wear a mask? Because obviously a lot of people have really strong opinions on that.
Yeah, I was the same way about like just take the grocery store or like Trader Joe's or whatever. Take any grocery store. And when people are in the grocery store, are people going to be going, hey man, why aren't you wearing a mask? Are those prejudices going to still be involved when you're like, hey, why aren't you wearing it? Well, I got a vaccine shot, so I am not at risk. But what about us? Well, that's that science isn't there yet to say whether or not you can continue to carry. It doesn't say whether or not. So for the safety of others, I would still suggest it. But man, we know how things go here. So
I know it's a ways away, but I expect the Cowboys to be at 100% come September 1. Whatever day the first game of the season is for the Cowboys, I expect it to be 100%. They have the vacuum cleaners in there to do it.
Which would be immaculate if, Mike, if as we are getting millions and millions of tests into the state, or not tests, but vaccines into the state, and we see the numbers, because we saw the numbers. We were talking about this earlier. The numbers from November to January were up. And we can all attest to it was probably because of holidays. And then in February, they started to decline.
And it also tracks with the reporting that the winter months would be the type of situations that would breed this a little bit more than warmer weather.
But we started to see it decline in February. And I still think my theory is that people were trying to hide from their Valentines or their girlfriends or whatever. Oh. So they hey, we got to break up. I'm going to hide just a little bit. But, we did have the winter blast that hit here and was really tough. So even to the point of tests didn't even make it. And in some situations, people were getting tests that never even made it. So the numbers dipped real low there. And have over the last few days gone back up, but they're still a lot lower than they were in November and December and January. So we saw that, and I think that if we get to September and we have the vaccines and we have less tests testing positive, that we would see 100%. That being said, I also feel like Jerry would be like, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. I want people in my stadium. So I want to give people the respite. I want to give them the opportunity to enjoy Dallas Cowboys football in the stadium.
And it's definitely going to happen, I think, too, because I was just reading this article because somebody texted in something about this on the fan text that interested me. Is 6 days ago, before this announcement was even made, the AD for A&M said they were planning to run football games at full capacity in the fall. So obviously now that this is in place, they'll almost definitely do that. And so, yeah, I think you're going to start to see those attendance figures spike way up.